just got back from Israel a few days ago. Was that your very first time going?
It was my second time.
Second time. First, though, after you converted to Judaism, though.
Yes.
So that's pretty significant.
It was personally very meaningful. It was a very educational trip, and it was a great group of Rhode Islanders, and so there was a lot that I gained in terms of understanding and context for the current situation. But it was personally deeply moving for me, and I was really pleased to have been able to take a few days to go do that.
You mentioned in one of your campaign news emails that you had to take cover at some point after hearing air raids or some sort of alarms. What was that like? I have to imagine pretty scary.
Yeah, so everywhere you go right now, every time you check into a hotel or go out to eat, you see very clear signs for where the closest shelter is, and they tell you where the shelter is, and that alone is jarring to recognize that there's millions of people for whom that's how they live their daily lives. It happened to be the last night we were in Israel. We were in Tel Aviv. We were sitting down for a final group dinner. They had just served drinks, and one of our guides came in and said, in a couple minutes, we're going to stand up, we're going to walk outside, we're going to take a left, and then you're going to take the first left into a parking garage. And right as she finished speaking, we could hear the sirens go off. And this was sort of a busy commercial district, and everyone picked up, walked out, went into the parking garage, and what was sad was the casualness with which it happened. People put their fork down, and then after the sirens were over and went back to the dinner, they picked their fork back up. This is just a part of life right now, and no one should have to live that way. And to be clear, no one should have to live that way in Gaza either. But it was a very real way to experience and to understand and empathize with a condition that we've never had to experience in America.
Was it worth the risk going there?
The likelihood of this was a missile that came from the Houthis in Yemen, and the Iron Dome, which is Israel's air defense system, shoots down nearly every incoming missile, and so I didn't feel unsafe, and I didn't feel like it was an unnecessary risk, and it turned out that the rocket was destroyed well outside of Tel Aviv, and so there was no imminent risks to any of us. The overall message was that this is a condition that no one should have to live with, whether it's in Israel, Gaza, Ukraine, or any other war-torn portion of the world. So help provide a little bit of empathy for me, and also a little gratitude to get to live in this country every day.